Okay. Can I get a photo with you?
No, it's too much.
Hello, Benni. I watched you in 1997 and 1998 also. That was a great show. Karibu sana.
Hopefully we can bring the same.
Coaches, safi sana. Naona upo. Benni McCarthy huyu unamzungumziaje bana?
No, ni sawa, decision poa sana FKF wamefanya. Na ukiangalia hata experience yake mambo na African football. Ukiangalia pia amehandle hizi team za South Africa kama Cape Town. Afu pia amekuwa Manchester United kama striker coach. Sasa inakuonyesha tu yenyewe tunapata kocha mzuri.
Hata mshindi wa UEFA Champions League.
Yeah, exactly. Experience yake itakuwa inatusaidia sana. Afu uzuri ni Mwafrika mwenzetu hiyo ndio inanifurahisha.
Asante coaches. Asante sana. Haya. Kocha. Ujio wa Benni McCarthy. What about him? Benni McCarthy. You watch him play? Yes.
Yeah, of course he played for the wrong team.
Yeah. The wrong team? Yeah. His experience now for the national team Harambee Stars?
Yeah, he comes in a variety of experience, but again it goes down to the way all football stakeholders will support. Starting from the fans, from the corporate, of course the federation, and also the coaches, goes down to the players. So we can't work in a vacuum, and we believe that with putting heads together and heading one direction will make him succeed or maybe not succeed. So it depends on the way people will receive him and also the ideologies that he has and the plans he has for football and more so for the national team.
Being in mind that he has played for big clubs, ameshinda UEFA Champions League, maybe equipo Manchester United for a given period of time, and upon any value to our players or to our local footballers?
Yeah, he has worked around let's say maybe around good structures, and I believe that with the goodwill of the federation, he has some of the ideas maybe to share with the federation, and also maybe let's say maybe implement some to make sure that to improve our football standard, because playing in European League whereby teams or clubs take football seriously, you believe and you know that he comes in with a very big experience, a very vast experience, and of course we have a lot to learn from him, and as I said, it depends with the goodwill and the way the football stakeholders will receive him and his ideologies.
The goodwill is the key word.
Exactly.
Coaches are hired to be fired.
Yeah, of course. It's a very it's an unthankful job.
Yes.
Same as players. So for them it's a gamble whereby you can succeed within a short period of time, or you can take long. But again, for the national team, you don't have that time. Maybe like you don't have to come up with maybe development of the players, culture of the players. So it depends on the federation. We don't know the duration that the federation have given him. So we wait and see. But I believe with the improvement of the league, the standard of the league, I believe he will get the good players that can compete at the highest level.
Of course, he's going to earn a good amount of money. He is around 9 million.
Yeah, football is business, So I believe with the amount on the table, people demand results, of course, and he'll be responsible for the results that we get. So it's upon him to have a good team around him to make sure that we succeed.
Great.
Yeah.
All the best, man.
Thank you.
Make sure Kefa works and is more effective.
Yeah, of course. Our role is that we'll try our level best to make sure that the players are in good mental aspects, to make sure that they play to the highest level so that they can compete. We don't participate in technical part, but we'll work closely with the federation to make sure that the welfare is okay and the mental aspect is okay. They will perform.
All the best. I'll come for that later on.
Okay, thank you.
Asante sana.
Strikers wenye walikuwa Manchester United wali-improve hiyo time yenye alikuwa kama coach wa strikers. So tunajua anaenda ku add value kubwa sana when it comes to our national team, and ni step kubwa sana yenye tumemake as a country.
Umesema amekuwa striker, wewe mwenyewe umekuwa striker. Hauoni kwamba atatatizika pakubwa na madefender na labda pengine midfielders, manake akili yake siku zote ni striking force?
Haiwezi kuwa hivyo. It's very very rare ukipata coach mwenye alikuwa striker, inamaanisha timu itakuwa na mabao, timu itafunga mabao na ataleta timu. Ujue at the end of the day the game of football is about scoring goals. Funga mabao, uta defend, utajua vile utajipanga in terms of to make sure like una defend hizo bao zenye umefunga. So for me kusema hivyo ni vile mimi pia nimekuwa striker na yeye amekuwa striker, top striker, amekuwa di Manchester United, so it's a big plus. Hapo awali tumekuwa na makoches wenye hatujui historia yao when it comes to mambo na football, kama walikuwa career yao ilikuwa football. So I think tumemake step kubwa na we are very happy, and tunajua like tutapata results, tuta move forward.
Alan, coaches are hired to be fired.
It's true, but again, a good coach, you will just see the results. I was just sharing na one of my friends in the car when I was traveling to come to Nairobi, that you see, I'm mean fan of Arsenal, and if you tell me that Arteta should be fired, I will tell you no, because Arsenal say wako number 2, yes, with no striker. But I'm maintaining, and there are so many coaches when like you would tell from the game. If you watch the game, you tell if this coach is good or is bad. And track speaks for itself. So I believe with time we are going to see change when it comes to the national team. And again, I would say fresh start. There are things that are already happening, so it's a good move. Most of us Kenyans expected fresh start, wataleta coach mzungu mwenye atujui, but we've gone for McCarthy, and it's a plus. It's something that tunafaa pia kushukuru, because they say charity begins at home. South Africa is just here, and this is a guy mwenye ameshinda Champions League, yeye anakuja ku take charge, and I've seen so many legends here. So ni decision yenye pia ina sync na everything. Yeah.
Ujumbe wako kwa wachezaji wa Kenya ambao watakuwa chini ya McCarthy sasa? Maana unajua wachezaji wetu pia wana mambo yao. Umekuwa kwenye kambi, unajua.
I believe in working hard, staying disciplined and praying. Because from my story, like you work hard, you stay disciplined and pray, that chance will come, and just that chance kikuja, hakuna mtu mwenye anaweza kudeny hiyo chance. So you stay disciplined, you work hard and you pray, and if you are talented, it will show up.
Asante sana.
Safi.
Thanks. Yes, Taiwo, former Harambee Stars striker, Here we are. Benni McCarthy is going to be unveiled today. What's your take on that?
How do we know it's going to be unveiled?
Yeah, it's the program.
It's been appointed. Okay, good.
Yes.
No, I was just making sure it's official. Yeah, I think it's a great day for Kenyan football. I think, look, we've had a lot of big African players play in the Premier League, win the Champions League, and inspire us all. I think it's about time that some of them come home and represent the national teams. How you doing?
Hey, Mambo.
For Kenya to get a player / coach of Benny's caliber, I think is a good proposition, and I think he will instill the same level of professionalism, same level of commitment that we saw in his professional career, and obviously he's just been recently at Man United, and I think that will help boost the national team and encourage the nation to get behind football. And we've got AFCON coming up soon, so I think it's a good appointment, and I look forward to seeing Kenya progress.
Yeah, both of you have been in Europe, and there's a big difference between playing in Europe and maybe the structures compared to Africa. Should we expect anything new or strange from McCarthy and the technical bench?
I think Benny will most likely came through the Ajax football philosophy. I think he will come and will want to be more than just the coach. I think he will hopefully bring a football philosophy that brings youth development in this country. I think all of us as Kenyans who love and believe in the power of grassroots football should get behind him and support him and see how we can all work together to implement those initiatives.
Mm-hmm. Can strikers make good coaches?
Well, can non-footballers make good coaches? I think Mourinho has proved they can. Look, I always say to people, to be a good coach, you have to have passion, desire to inspire players, and players have to believe in you. And Mourinho has proven through his career that's what he's good at. Benny's played under Mourinho at the pinnacle moment of his, transformation. So I think Benny will be bringing that kind of spirit to the Kenyan national team.
So your advice to our local players, maybe those who will get that noble chance to be called at the national team. You've also played for the national team, and you understand the pressure that it entails.
Yeah, I mean, look, playing in African football is one of the most challenging, most competitive environments. A lot of people don't give it that credit. I've come here and, in 2009 I got to experience it firsthand, and it was very difficult. And I know how difficult it is to play in England. So I think, young players in Kenya, I understand their struggles. I think what they've got to do is find the best route to improve themselves as professionals, both in a mental capacity and a technical capacity, and just enjoy playing the game. And I think that's what makes a good football team in any case. People who enjoy and love the football that they're playing.
Thanks a lot. God bless.
Thank you.
Asante.
Cheers.
Yeah, what can you say about today's unveiling of Benni McCarthy?
Everyone is looking forward to seeing him and hearing his plan, and time will tell whether he will have a successful stint with the Harambee Stars or not. But we wish him all the best.
Maybe your message to our local players, maybe some of them will get that noble opportunity to be to gain that national color.
Always remember that you're representing the entire country. 50+ million people are watching and counting on you to deliver. So always endeavor to give your best on the pitch.
Wow, thanks a lot.
Karibu.
Ya Eric Muranda, Kanto mwenyewe. Inakuwaje sasa baada ya muda mrefu Harambee Stars sasa inapata kocha wa kigeni. Tunapozungumzia kocha wa kigeni hapa tunaangalia Benni McCarthy. Mwaka 1998 ukichezea Kakamega High School. Najua ulikuwa unamfuatilia kwa kina. Unazungumziaje ujio wake?
Ushaona zile achievement amefanya kama mchezaji, ndio tuna imani atakuwa na the same performance as a coach. So it's all about expectations. The expectations are high, and we believe if we get the right support from the federation, which you already see, then performance itakuwa in the national team. Yeah.
Ulikuwa striker, Benni McCarthy ni striker. Wewe kwa sasa ni kocha msaidizi. Yeye anakuwa kocha wa timu ya taifa. Ma striker wanakuwa kocha wazuri.
Yeah, tumeangalia ulimwengu mzima, ma striker, defenders, goalkeeper wote wamekuwa makocha wazuri. It's all about the determination as an individual, just to ensure that unatimiza ile malengo umewekwa pale kama kocha. So tuko na imani kocha Benni McCarthy atatufikisha mahali tumekuwa tukitamani kufika kama nchi ya Kenya.
South Africa was not very pleasant, it was just right after the apartheid, so things were difficult, and yeah, if you become a footballer and you are half talented and you make it, and then you can make a good success story for yourself, and you can give your family a great life, a good future, and that's why I became a footballer.
In 1997,
Mike. The contracts are here. Thank you to these lovely ladies. So the contract has been signed. Thank you very much. We'll exchange them. So everybody has a
leave Kenya in a hurry. So I will be here as long as possible. And I'm also a coach. I like to watch players firsthand, then to watch on the computer, then to get the stats. I'm someone, the naked eye never lies. And if I don't see something for my own experience, then I don't want to take someone's word or what the computer tells me. So that's why I will be in Kenya for as long as possible to try and watch the local matches, to see the local players, and also not just forgetting the international players. When I have an opportunity or window when speaking with the president and Deputy Mariga, to also visit the players who's playing in Europe, so that they also don't feel our only focus is on the local players, but on any player that plays for the national team, we will try and visit those players so that we can just have better relationships. So when the players come here, they come here with an open, with a smile, happy heart, and the results will be in our favor. When players come to the national team, you learn, you become better, and then you go back there and then you give back to what you've learned. And those are the things that I think is fundamental, because coaches come here to try and win football matches, but players take nothing from it. You understand? And I want players, when you coach, players are taking in all the information because it helps them to improve, it helps them to get better to their club, but then also eventually one day to have the ambition that they now are equipped with what they need, and that they can face to go to Europe and go to and try and trade their place in the best clubs in the world. And those are the knowledge that I want to give. So that is one thing that I know Kenya have the mentality that players are not, you play in the local league, but you have the mindset, you have the mentality, and that you have the tools that you can make it in Europe as well. Because I heard you say a few years back we didn't have that. So that is what I want to, the legacy that I want to last.
Then we make it happen. Kwa sababu tukawa na travel tumpatie ndio wa December. Then we can always see how it goes. Na big boss hapa. Mrudishe malume mtu wa Rocho. Mrudishe malume mtu hapa. Nani? Mrudishe malume mtu. Sapo, sapo. Ndio mnaongea na wewe. Si work story yako.
Coaches,
Michael Zere. Nashukuru, hali vipi?
yeah, safi sana. The unveiling of Benni McCarthy here.
Yes.
It's a noble experience. What should be our expectation as a country?
I think we are all super excited at what lies ahead in as far as Kenyan football is concerned. He's a coach that has got a proven track record. We've all seen what he can do, both in Africa and of course in Europe with Manchester United. And we are looking forward, to better and brighter things for our national team and for Kenyan football in general. Thank you.
Very, very important. What about now the mentality of our local players now? Coming about in the next 3-4 weeks to come, because the national team is going to be announced to be called to the camp.
Well, I think they are all excited as well. They all know that they stand a very, very good chance of making it into the national team. We've got a new coach right now, so that means that everybody starts on an equal footing. Everybody is eligible for selection, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a huge motivation for the players, knowing that the new coach, might just as well include them in the next national team squad.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Let's see. This is Benni McCarthy.
Okay. Can I get a photo with you?
No, it's too much. Hello, Benni. I watched you in 1997 and 1998 also. That was a great show. Karibu sana.
Hopefully we can bring the same thing.
It's good. Pia mimi niingie.
Coach, let's go. Coach, we go. Hey, nampeleka.
Yuko bia kabisa mjangu. Time. Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Kigogo mwenyewe.
Yes, sir. Unataka nikuangalie?
Hai maneno bana. It's a noble day here. I've seen you talking to the coach and asking Kenyans to give him the moral support. His impact in the coming days. What should we expect?
I think that's the best thing that you can do for a coach, any coach. Coaching is not just playing football. Coaching entails a lot of things. As is the norm, when new coaches come into the team, there are a lot of expectations. But I think Benni being one of us, by that I mean he's an African, and I've also followed him through his life journey as a player, as a coach. He's participated at all levels of the game, like at club level in Africa, club level in Europe. He has won the top league in Europe. He's played the World Cup. I think he has a wealth of experience, and with all that, given the enough support, I think he'll deliver. He'll deliver.
Now you are sehemu yenu in his journey katika safari yake mnaenda kumsaidiaje sasa? Your input in terms of helping him achieve his goals.
Mine is just to plead with the federation and the Kenyan fans to bear with him. Success is not overnight. You must work for it. Behind the scenes, work is what produces what we people see on the pitch. So for me, I can ask the federation to give him time, and he may not win the first games. Probably he will win the first games, and there's no team that does not lose. But I just hope we bear with him, because I think out of all the engagements that he has had, this is the first national team he's coaching in Africa. And I think what I know is that Kenya has talent, and the right selection is done with the right preparations. We can stand the world.
Coaches are hired to be fired, so we should expect that.
No, it happens all over. But I don't like that saying. Yeah, the coaches don't play. The players who play. After giving them all the information, well, when they lose, why do you blame the coach?
And also the federation.
Not the federation. Okay.
The input.
No, with everything in place, sometimes you win because you are lucky, sometimes you lose because you are unlucky, but it's not always that the better team won. Those are the results. But coaches will have worked behind the scenes. Fans only wait for mistakes to criticize.
When we spoke to McCarthy and to his team and the technical bench that is coming, we saw the fire in the belly, we saw the passion that he comes with, we saw the commitment, we saw the resilience that he's willing to put up. He's an African, he's a Pan-Africanist, not only an African. And as Kenya, we are proud to have one of our own sons come and head this national team. Mimi nina imani and I have all the confidence that his experience will have impact not only on the national team but also on the youth and the future generations to come. So it's a big step for us. It's a huge commitment to the people of Kenya that we are serious about turning around this federation. My big gratitude, of course, to the government of Kenya. Without the government, we will not be able to achieve what we are achieving today as a federation. The collaboration between us and also partners is improving. You have seen today some few sponsors came for the event, and we are hoping that this will open more doors to more partnerships. I'd like to ask the general public to be a little bit patient with the national team, to be patient with the new technical bench, to give them time to be able to perform and to be able to deliver. So this is very, very important for us, and I think we're very excited today. It's a big bold step for the federation to be able to bring the caliber of Benni McCarthy to head the national team. Nafikiria upande wetu sisi na serikali tumekubaliana ya kwamba huu ndio mwelekeo, na hiyo serikali yetu kwa sasa imetupatia ishara zote, ama imetupatia ile commitment ya kwamba they will fulfill their part of the bargain, and we have no reason to doubt, and I'm happy that we have started on the right footing, and we are also urging more partners and more sponsors to come on board and support. It's not tusiwachie tu kila kitu serikali, tusiwachie tu kila kitu federation. The corporates that are out there, this is an appeal to all of you. It's a fresh start at the federation. Come on board. This is the time to invest in the national team. Let us not wait for criticism or for the team is not performing for us to complain where we've not invested or didn't do it on time. This is the chance you have. Please come on board as soon as you can and help us grow our teams. Not only the Harambee Stars, Harambee Starlets, the youth teams, under 20, under 17, help us grow all these clubs, all these teams.
So for those who don't know, Benni McCarthy is a South African football legend. Has played for Oh. Safi bwana. Mnaruka live eh?
Yeah, tunataka kuruka live.
Ruka live bwana mtiangu.
Tunataka kuruka live, imekuwa ni siku kubwa sana kwa Kenya, na tumejionea wenyewe siku ambayo ni siku ya siku. Benni McCarthy, kocha tajika, mchezaji ambaye ana haiba ya juu sana, sifa sufufu amepatiwa, lakini cha muhimu ni kuona jinsi gani atakavyogeuza sifa hizo na kufanya mapinduzi katika soka ya taifa la Kenya.
Wengi wa Kenya wamemtazama kupitia KBC 1998.
Bila shaka 1998 World Cup alifunga na akafanya vizuri sana. Hivyo basi leo hii tunataka kuona kile alichokifanya 1998. Tutakumbuka 1996 ilikuwa Kenya tuchukue hatua.
Yeah, sawa. Asante. Mambo mazito bwana.
Hey.
You've been here, the unveiling of the coach.
Yes.
What can you say about Coach McCarthy?
It's a great honor to be here. I think he's clearly said we have a long way to go, but he's ready to work for Kenya. He's ready with the team, and he's willing to help Kenya move to the next level. He said very well that he's the person who will take Kenya to World Cup. So we are waiting to see.
But his credentials are something worth talking about.
Yeah. I mean, he's been there. He's worked with top coaches in the world. So it's our prayer that he replicate the same in the country. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Federation and the step they've taken. I think bringing McCarthy in with his wealth of experience back in Africa and abroad, I think he's bringing something new to the Kenyan game. And I'm happy that even when he's talking about he's coming to work with the Kenyan Kenyan coaches. He's coming to work with Kenyan players, coming to work with the federation, plus the government. I think it is very positive, and I'm looking at a situation whereby we have a very good chance of improving our FIFA ranking, improving our game, and and also I like that he's very positive about where we are at the qualifiers, and he's saying nothing is impossible, we can make it. And I think for us Kenyans, this is what we needed. We need that hope that our football is not dead, and we are gonna come together to fix it. And he's not in this alone; he's with all of us, and I'm happy that they've brought him on board.
Yeah, very, very important. You've been a player and also a coach at the same time. You are still the same to date. Maybe from the look of things, what about the structures in the country at the moment?
I think when you look at the structures, this is work for the federation. Federation has to make sure they put in the right structures. I think for a coach like McCarthy is very professional, and he knows what is required. I think he's also in a position to give advice to just make sure that things are running in the right way. And I believe when he works close with the federation and the government, I think he can bring his experience down here and see what we've been lacking, and we try and improve. But I think we've lost many years in our football, and it's time we try and get to where we're supposed to be as a country.
Do you have enough talents in the country?
Wow. We have too many talents in the country, and I think it was just that platform that was required. And I think with the federation now and the coach coming in, I think it's now up to us to make sure we maximize use of whatever talents we have. And this also goes down to the structure. How are the players developing from down there? It's very important. If our players don't get the right development, I think the product will not be good. But if we get our players getting the right coaching from youth level up to the senior level, I think our chances of growing as a country are very huge.
Wow, that's great. Thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome.
Before you go, coach,
yes.
It's always the wish of every player to go play in Europe. But unfortunately, we see most of our youngsters, they break up into Europe, maybe the Scandinavian countries, the Eastern Europe, but after a while, they stagnate, some of them come back home. What do you think is the cause of this? Because I can mention 2-3 players. Let's start with Major, former Tusker fullback, then Frank Odhiambo, former Gor Mahia defender, a very young man who went at 19, Major went at 21. Why do you think there's this gap between Africa and Europe, whereby it's difficult to transition and catch up with the players in Europe?
I think first of all it's about player development. It goes down to that. You can see we have so many academies, but are they producing the players that we want? Are there the right coaches at the bottom there to make sure these young players are coming up well? Because right now, even if you get maybe like a 23-year-old to go to Europe, he's been playing here in the league, they'll tell the player maybe he should go to the academy, to the youth team, before he can get to where the level of the rest of the players are in that team. So you see there's a big gap there, and if we don't get the right development for players, and I insist, the right development, this meaning that even these academies have to have very qualified coaches for us to have the right product playing in our Premier League, which will culminate into the national team and then to Europe. So we have a big gap there, and I hope the federation has seen it and are ready to fix it.
I strongly believe Benni McCarthy is going to add a lot of value to Kenyan football. Benni McCarthy brings a lot of experience as a player and as a coach. He brings a lot of technical abilities that he has acquired as a player, as a coach. He brings a lot of wisdom that he has acquired as a player and as a coach. He brings also a lot of motivation, not only to the federation but to the national team players. Because I can guarantee you, a majority of the players will look up to him for guidance. They look up to him for leadership. They look up to him for wisdom. They look up to him to be able to lead them into various matches within the qualifiers, whether it's the World Cup qualifier or the Africa Cup qualifier or even the Chan tournament. So I strongly believe that Benni McCarthy is a fantastic addition towards Kenyan football.
Maybe structures that are there to ease in his work?
I strongly believe the experience of Benni McCarthy together with McDonald Mariga, who is the Vice President, and with the input of the President Hussein Mohamed, they are going to improve the structures that are already available. We have the youth structures, the under-17s who are already in camp. We have the under-20s who are already in camp. I think it's going to be of tremendous value by providing a lot of serious inputs into these structures which can be able to move things forward.
Now, your message to our local players and maybe the players that will be called to play for the national team.
Be ready to be led. Be ready to listen. Be ready to acquire knowledge. You're not going to get any other knowledge from any other person who's better equipped than Benni McCarthy. As a player, and I remember I was a former player, my coach who was also here, my former coach, Jacob Gosmule, I was always ready to listen. I was always ready to learn. If you're ready to learn as a player, then you've got room for improvement. If you're not ready to learn, then I think you're going to have a lot of challenges out there.
I know you're a very busy man now. All the best.
Thank you.
Nice suit.
Thank you.
Asante.
Thank you.